Yo, welcome back to Football Unfiltered. Today episode got the end of an era feel because Ronaldo and Neymar just hit birthdays. And it's got me thinking we watching the last chapters of a generation that carried the sport on their backs. But don't get it twisted, the game isn't dying, it's evolving because while the legend are aging, the young boys and young women are cooking right now. And the future is loud. Oh, and Ronaldo, is in Saudi acting like the transfer window personally disrespected him. We got to talk about that. And since we already in our feelings, we're closing with the Super Bowl prediction: New England versus Seattle. Yeah, we're going there. So I have with me tonight our host, our co-host, Alain Levier. What's going on, my man?
I'm doing great, man. How are you doing, coach?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Just another day to talk about soccer, and also we gotta talk about a little bit American football because this is the day of the Super Bowl. So we kind of talk about both Neymar and Ronaldo hit the birthday this past Thursday. As a matter of fact, they share the same birthday as my son Mateo, February 5th. So anyway, quick question for you. What do they mean, those guys, to you? Start with Neymar first.
You had to start with Neymar first. Wow, you that was a trick question. Yeah, it's those guys are simple, amazing players. I mean, Neymar, don't get me wrong, he's a talented player. He had marked soccer history for years. He's a one of a generational player. I gotta give him the credit. When you think of Neymar, you think about Brazil, you think about street football at an elite level, you think about expression, you think about freedom, you think about art, you think about color. In Creole, we call that Titonton expert. So he's really good at that, which means a guy who loves to hold the ball, embarrass other players on the field. But let's also cover his contributions. Neymar was able to deliver Brazil's first Olympic gold medal. That was a major accomplishment for Neymar. We got to give him credit, but he has yet to conquer the World Cup for Brazil. So we hope if he makes the team this year, sounds like he will. He'll be back in shape, and if he makes it to the team, he can deliver. Brazil, his it's fifth. No, yeah,
Six.
It's sixth World Cup, and that will seal his reputation and his legacy into history forever. So that's what I think of when I think of Neymar.
Okay. So when you think about the era, so we kind of talk about both Ronaldo and Neymar. So what image comes in mind? I know you kind of alluded uh, to the Olympic that Neymar delivered to Brazil. What about Ronaldo? What's the first image that popped to your mind?
Oh man, Ronaldo is a pick longevity. I mean, when you think about Ronaldo, you think about longevity. You think about a player who has dominated European football, world football. He has been able to maintain his intensity, his professionalism, his physical ability for years. And I mean years. Ronaldo, although he's not playing in Europe today, he's still playing at peak level performance, right?
Yeah.
He's participated in numerous World Cups and European Nations Cup.
Yeah.
He dominated the UCL for years. So Ronaldo, honestly, if he had won a World Cup, I think we would be talking about him as a potential GOAT, just like Messi. I think the thing that he's missing is the World Cup. I see a lot of comparison being done online, him versus Messi, why he should be the GOAT, why Messi shouldn't be the GOAT. They're always comparing Ronaldo and what he's been able to accomplish, but he's one of the wealthiest athletes in the world. He really has profited from the sports. So remarkable. I mean, Ronaldo is for me one of the top soccer players that will mark generations to come.
So let me ask you this question. I know you're a Brazilian fan, and you kind of talk about Ronaldo, what he means to the world of soccer. I mean, you talk about the numbers of Ballon d'Or, and everywhere he went, he won, except for Saudi Arabia, but he dominated. He was dominated at Manchester United, went to Real Madrid, changed his position, and become a pure goal scorer that we know him for today. Also went to Italy, did the same thing, score a lot of goals. Done well for Portugal. Won the Euro with Portugal. So when you're looking at those two players, Neymar and Ronaldo, who do you think have the biggest cultural impact?
I think, oh man, that's a great question. I think Ronaldo, I will say, has a stronger brand than Neymar.
Hmm.
Neymar is like the cool kid on the block who's
Hmm.
hip, who's cool, who's young, who's friendly. I mean, every little kid wants to have his skill sets. They want to play like Neymar. But when you think about soccer, you think about Ronaldo. Ronaldo is a global brand. It's
Right.
like his reputation precedes him because he has won almost everywhere.
Mhm.
He has really exploded soccer in all dimensions, and him going to Saudi Arabia now, he's the face of Saudi football. That's what it is. So I will say, like, if I had to compare those two players, honestly, I will put Ronaldo at a higher level than Neymar, basically because he has had the discipline. He had maintained a certain standard when it comes to performance and peak performance. He has the discipline, the professionalism needed to be successful, and he has proven over time that, in spite of his injuries, he's been
Mhm.
able to come back regularly and, you know what, play for his national team. So Ronaldo is always ready to serve. Where Neymar, honestly, you have to question him. You just never know what's the next issue with Neymar. So my issue
Stop
again
it,
with
man.
Neymar, my
Stop
issue,
it.
no, I gotta go there. It's like it's the issue with Neymar is like he could have been even bigger than Ronaldo, but I
Right.
think again is the lack of maturity. We've never been able to see a mature Neymar reach its peak performance. Never. Ronaldo, however, has been matured. He has been that brand. He has taken that responsibility. Yeah, now he has some other issues happening where he's playing today, but we're not going to hold that against him. We can talk about
Yeah.
it later. But when you look at his overall career and his achievements, I can tell you that Ronaldo, throughout his career, has stepped up, has been a true professional, and has been
Mhm.
a true ambassador of the sport.
Yeah, I agree. I think from a cultural standpoint, I think the thing with Neymar, he has some major he's from Brazil, right? So he's from Brazil, and he has some big competition when it comes to cultural brand, because you from the country of Pele, you from the country of Ronaldo, you from the country of Brazil's winning had the most title and World Cup history. So when you think about it, from a cultural standpoint, Neymar has a lot of competition, even in his own country. When you're looking at Ronaldo, and I think you mentioned that is longevity. I mean, we think about it. We've been talking about Ronaldo for the last 20 years. So he's been that relevant in soccer for the last 20 years. And outside the use Eusebio, I mean, yeah, we have Figo and stuff, but Ronaldo has been in the last 20 years the biggest star. So and also when you think about it, every kids, every kid, especially in the U.S., know Ronaldo. Everybody know
Yep.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Not even his success on the field, but also his success off the field. But when you think about cultural change, I mean, Neymar, he has the talent, but you've seen those talents coming from Brazil before. I mean, you see those talents from Brazil before. Like you said, maybe if he has a workout that could solidify his cultural brand, but I think that from a cultural standpoint, I agree with you. Ronaldo, in my opinion, has the biggest impact. So since we on the Ronaldo talk right now, so Ronaldo's been making some talk lately about his reluctance to play because of the whole Saudi transfer market. So he's throwing a tantrum saying that it's like they're creating some unfair competition, and it's hard for him to win with the way the transfer market is going in Saudi Arabia. So I'm gonna let you take a crack at it and see is it fair for him that take throwing that tantrum, or he needs to man up and face the music. So
Yeah,
before you say something, I got a little thing. So those are the people that is playing for with Ronaldo right now. So you have Joao Felix, Portugal. He's from Portugal, signed from Chelsea. You got Kingsley Coman. He's a French guy, signed from Bayern Munich. Sadio Mane, who just won with his country, also signed from Bayern Munich. Uh, Angelo Gabriel from Brazil, also signed from Chelsea. Brozovic, also signed from Inter Milan from Croatia. And then Martinez, Inaki Martinez, also from Spain, signed from Barcelona. So the guy got some, he got some talent playing with him, some world class players playing with him. So I'm gonna let you talk here, so to see that if his tantrum is, can we explain why he's having that type of tantrum right now?
I think that's a very good question, and I think when we say tantrum, I think we try to minimize what's happening. I mean, sometimes when those things happen, I have to question, not only the situation, but try to question, okay, why is he doing this? What's the root cause? Are there reasons, beyond his control that are pushing him to get to that level? I think Ronaldo is the face of Saudi football. I think he knows that he will get visibility and headlines. And because of what he did now, we're talking about, looking at the Saudi, league. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm going to be pretty blunt. Before this happened, I only knew Al Nasser. I didn't know about Al Dad and all those other teams in the Saudi Arabia. Once Neymar left, and I was looking, okay, what's going on with Benzema? Oh, so he plays for that group? And then
Yeah.
now I started like doing some research and trying to understand. So I think from a marketing standpoint, I think
Mm-hmm.
what he was trying to do is try to shed some light, try to have people say, hey, we are league, we're interesting, look at what's happening here. So I'm gonna put myself out there so the world can look at me. At the end of the day, he makes $300 million. He has a contract worth $300 million, right? This guy's making a ton of money. I don't think he has anything to prove financially. I do agree that, come on, for the amount of money that you're making, you should be playing. But I'm thinking that there are other reasons that probably we don't know about why he's doing this. Maybe that's something that his owners, his team owners are pushing him to do, or there are other investors in the league that are probably upset with things that are happening. I don't know. I am not well vested in the Saudi league to talk intelligently about what's happening, but I can tell you maybe there's some suspicious stuff happening. There's a lot of money being thrown out there,
Yeah.
um, and I don't know. You tell me, Coach. You're way more connected with the
I'm not.
Saudis than I
I'm
am. I
not.
don't know anything about the Saudis.
I'm not connected on the Saudi Arabia League, and I'm just gonna call it. I'm gonna call it how it is, man. It's strictly BS. First off, man. I mean, all the things that you're saying right now, all this if. I mean, what they know you for is what you do on the field, right? And when it comes to when it comes to sports, it's all about competition. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine if it was Messi saying that? I mean, let's say that LAFC have a team stack, and then Messi say, you know what? I'm not gonna play because I can't win no more. I mean, think about how that would work. So I think for me, it's just like, you can talk to your team behind closed door and say, hey, we need to beef up, we need to do this to make the team better. But literally not playing, take yourself out and don't want to play because you feel like that you don't have a chance now to win because you're looking at your windows of opportunity because he hasn't won since he got to Saudi Arabia. So he hasn't won nothing. So it's just because now you feel like your opportunity is closing. Now this team is stacking up against you, so you don't want to play no more. It's just for me, man. Uh, I think when I think of sport is all about competition, right? And you have to compete no matter what. Even though you have a team stacked against you, you just gotta compete. So I mean, there's other ways you can do behind closed door and talk to your teams or team's owner and say, hey, in order for us to be competitive, we gotta open up the checkbooks or whatever it is. But for you to literally not playing to make a statement, I think that's bush league, man. It's just bush league. I think it's just like I think one thing I see is like you said, he's the face of the league, and they treat him like a king. They give him the key of the palace. So if he's not happy, just say, "Hey, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not happy about it, so I'm just gonna take a stance." So it's just weak. It's weak in my opinion, and I don't know what's going on with Ronaldo lately. So he's just been acting a little bit weird and all levels. And I guess and play and win games. This is not the first time you play against teams that are stacked in your career. I mean, when they play against when he played for Real Madrid. I mean, Barcelona had Neymar, Messi, and Suarez. Even though Real Madrid has a big team too, but at the end of the day, man, you just gotta play. So, but anyway, so like I said, I don't believe in conspiracy theories, so I'm not gonna talk about different things that I don't know about. I just talk about the game, what's happening on the field. So for me, is you have I could understand if Ronaldo was the only star on that team. You have some world class players playing with you and your team. So get it together and win. I mean, when you think about it, the league, it's also lopsided. It's always the three teams. They only have three teams in that league that always winning. So so Ronaldo, what exactly are you saying? You try to take a stance for the whole league, or you just try to take a stance for your team? So I don't know, man. I don't know.
He wants to win, man. He saw Messi won the MLS Cup, recently. So he feels like he hasn't won anything since he left Europe. So he has to win something in Saudi Arabia after all this money he's getting paid for. So I can see why he's frustrated. And then his personality, he's a winner, so he wants to win.
I
It's
guess,
competition.
I guess, man.
You
But
know,
throwing a tantrum and don't want to play, I
yeah.
don't know about. I
He's
don't
the
know about
only one who could get away with it. By the way, he's
That's
the
what I'm
only
saying. And
player
I
in
think
the world that could get away with it.
and I think that was a way for him to flex his muscle and say that, hey, you know what? I am Ronaldo. I'm the reason everybody is
It's coming. Yeah.
tuning in to watch this game. So guess what? I'm just gonna do what I need to do. But anyway, we've covered enough of Ronaldo in the last two
Yes.
segments.
Yes.
So one thing I wanted to talk about, man, I've been following the Haitian uh, national team at the younger version. Man, the U17, both men and women, they're cooking, man. What's going on, man? The future is bright. What's going on, Alan? Talk to me about that.
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe earlier exposure to competition. I think maybe we're doing a better job getting those kids, engaged in the game at a younger age. I
Right.
think probably they're competing more, and maybe we're doing a better job. Uh, better coaching. There's better coaching involved. I think they're becoming fearless, and they're seeing what's happening around the world. They're seeing, how soccer has become a global sport and the money being made out there. So maybe they're making the choice to go out there and compete. Because if you think about it, the best of the best are making a lot of money, and why not us? Why not a young Haitian team? Go ahead. A young talented soccer player should go in and do the best that they can, and hopefully get recruited by Real Madrid, by Barcelona, by Manchester or Chelsea one of these days. So yes, I think that's what's happening. I think they're not afraid anymore. They're putting themselves out there and putting their heart in the game. That's what you're seeing right now.
Man, I love it, man. I love it. I love to see it. I mean, if any bright things, any bright stuff that we got going on for Haiti right now, it's our soccer. I mean, we're about to play in the World Cup in a couple months, and you know, our younger teams are dominating the Caribbean, the CONCACAF. So I love it, man. I love it. So you're right. Maybe your coaching is better. I think maybe, and I believe that uh, we have what I think happened in the last 10 years. That's more like a lot of like young you know kids, even though they're not from Haiti, but their parents or grandparents are from Haiti, and they feel like, what, we gonna dedicate ourselves to the Haitian national teams instead of trying to play for the U.S. or France or England and stuff like that. So I think that conscious, they have the conscience and say that, hey, you know what, it's time for us to show up for our parents team. So, and I think that's what we're seeing. It's just like, those kids are playing at a high level to where they're playing, and then they come together, and then, like I said, they have nothing to lose. We're not the Brazil of Argentina or Germany of the world that, we have to carry that weight on our shoulders. So those kids are playing free, with no stress, with no pressure. Like you said, they just play, have fun, and beat people along the way. So I believe that in the 20, I would say 2034 World Cup, I think Haiti is gonna be. I mean, Haiti will be very, very good, man. So
Wait,
I
wait, wait,
think that.
hold on. You don't think we're gonna be good this year?
Well, I think this year, I'm not saying we're not going to be good this year, but this year, this is the first World Cup in so many years, But I think having that experience going to the World Cup, and then you're looking at, we have that was it U20 or U17 team that went to the World Cup in Qatar. So we got all these kids now are getting a little bit older, so plus the experience that we gonna gain from this World Cup. So like I said, man, 2030, it's the next World Cup, but I think 2034, man, we might be a team like France, and when I say that, with all those kids with a lot of experience come together and play. So, and you see it also at the women level. Uh, Even the U17 women are doing really well, and also the women, they went to the World Cup as well too. So I like the future. And then when you think about it, we doing that. It's not like politically the country is doing better. So we doing that despite all the obstacles going on right now. So that's why I'm targeting the 2034 World Cup, right? I feel like the groundwork gonna be fully laid out, uh, and the team's gonna be one of the. I'm not saying one of the best team, but I think probably we probably want to be the top four team in the Concacaf. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm excited about it, man. I like the future. So hopefully, by the time Mateo in 2034, maybe Mateo can play for Haiti. You never know. If he's continuing that, if he's still playing soccer, still love the game of soccer. So we'll see. That's a long way to go. But I think that 2034 would be the World Cup that will be a force to be reckoned with. Like I said, in 2026, I predicted it. 2026, I said that was the World Cup. Haiti is gonna go back to the World Cup, and they
You did.
actually did it. They
You did.
actually
You
did
did.
it, and I predicted it when the U.S. got awarded the World Cup. I said Haiti gonna go to that. This is it. Haiti's gonna go to the World Cup. So now I think kudos to those guys. I think I don't know, man. 2034. This is the year that
Let's
yeah.
hope so.
Let's hope so. But anyway, this is a big day. We all live in the U.S. This is a big day in sports and American sports in this country. So we got the Super Bowl between the New England Patriots versus Seattle. So we got a little segue to talk about American football, not beloved football that we've been talking about. So, Alain, what's your Super Bowl prediction and why?
I think the Seahawks are gonna take this one. I think that franchise has never gotten over their last loss, when they lost at the yard. It was like, I know, the inches
One yard.
when Wilson threw that interception.
Yeah,
Instead of giving the ball to the beast so he could run it to the end zone and win that Super Bowl, and they threw an interception. And I think that followed the coach Pete Carroll for the rest of his career.
yeah,
Since that loss, they've never been the same. Russell Wilson has never been the same quarterback. Pete Carroll has been a failure since then. His legacy has been tamed since that. It's been a problem. So I think today is going to be redeem day for the Seahawks. Sam Darnold is looking strong. That's the best. You're talking about a Cinderella story. This guy, you know, is actually Cinderella. He's been traded back and forth since he joined the league. He was drafted the same year as Josh Allen and all those quarterbacks they were also perceived to be better quarterbacks than Sam Darnold. He's been
yeah,
traded back and forth, played for the Jets. We know how this thing ended. And now
yeah,
this season, he's playing the actual best football of his life.
yeah.
So I would like for him to go in and win the Super Bowl for the Seahawks. 24-21 Seahawks, baby.
There you go. No, you absolutely right. Sam Darnold. One thing we always talk in sport is resiliency, right?
Yes.
Being resilient, and uh, he went through his ups and downs, and I mean, at one point, he was a backup. He was in the league as a backup. So it's just like he never lost hope. He's still work on his craft. So I think it should be an example for young players right now, especially players playing, in high school, and college, especially right now with the new mentality of NIL. You got kids, they're not playing. I'm not saying NIL, it's like the transfer portal. And just like
Hmm.
kids, they don't play, and the next thing you know, they want to go in the transfer portal. They don't want to, they don't want to stick it out. They don't want to just keep trying hard. Maybe like, you know what, I'm not happy. I'm just gonna go in the transfer portal. There was over 1,000 players that went into the transfer portal this year. I mean, it's unheard of. So I think Sam Darnold, it's kind of epitome to that. It's just like, I mean, keep working hard, and then take advantage of your opportunity, right? So, and that's one thing that we always tell, our kids now that we parents, and those are the things that were told to us when we were young. Is just like, hey, always take advantage of your opportunity, even though sometimes you don't see it. But when it happens, take advantage of it. And I think Sam Darnold is doing that. I'm with you. I think Seattle. Gonna win the World Cup. I said the World Cup, the Super Bowl. I think Seattle gonna win the Super Bowl, and the reason is, but again, Patriots been there before, even though it's a new team, but they've been there before, so they never let the moment get too big for them. Uh, so, but my take on this game is the fact that I felt like Patriots has the easiest road, easiest path to the Super Bowl. You know, they never had. I mean, the Patriots team never really had to play a great quarterback on their way to the Super Bowl. I mean, that's not their fault. They play whoever on the on the schedule, but where I feel with Seattle, they were more battle tested, especially playing against LA Rams to
Mhm.
get to the Super Bowl. That was a very good game. Both defenses are strong. I believe that Seattle has the edge when it comes to the offense. I think the offense of Seattle is well balanced, but Patriots play good defense. So we'll see. So hopefully we it's a good game, and you know we get to enjoy it and watch it. But you know I'm excited. I'm also excited about the halftime as well too. So
I gotta call my boy Reggie and kind of tell get his feeling on the game. After this podcast, I'm giving Reggie a call. Reggie, let's talk.
yeah, but no. But again, like I said, it's always fun to talk about the Super Bowl, and like I said, we got to give it to him. So that's one of the reasons we having a show early today, instead of a regular 8:30 time slot that we usually have it on a Sunday, because we want our fans and everybody that love the NFL to be watching the NFL, you know, and also we want you to watch us, so we don't want to share the audience with the NFL, because that's a tall task. But anyway, Alain, I think that's all we got. We got to get ready for the Super Bowl and see what's going on. So uh, so I wanted to finish with this. So if you rock with this episode, drop a comment. Or are we really watching the end of an era, or this is just a evolution? And give us your Super Bowl score so we can cook you next week when you're wrong. I know Alan said that it's 24-21, so I can't wait till next week. Hopefully, Alan got it right. So next week we can give Alan some, you know, we can give Alan some hard time if he got the score wrong. But anyway, you guys have a great night. Enjoy. If you watch the Super Bowl, if you're gonna be watching the Super Bowl tonight, uh, have fun. Be safe. If you're gonna be driving or doing anything, be safe. And if you live in the Midwest or another part of the country, stay warm. I know that we had some cold weather in Florida last week. So anyway, stay warm, be safe, and enjoy the game with your family. And so, Ale, as always, thank you for your time, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you, Coach. Have a good one.
All right, see you.